tulong na walang kapalit, bukal sa kalooban. Ang tanging hangarin ay magsilbi sa bayan. Sulong na Bayan! Programang sasa inyo, alas 2 hanggang alas 3 ng hapon. Sulong na Bayan! Kasama si Miss Loli Acosta sa DWIZ 882.
Right, mapagpalang hapon po sa ating mga tagapakinig. Welcome po sa ating programang Sulong na Bayan. At tayo po ay nadinig sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening as the case may be, Dahil nandyan po tayo sa Amerika ngayon. Nandito po tayo sa San Francisco, California. Medyo malamig na malamig. But thank you anyway dito sa aking hosts, si Miss Rose De Chosan and Richard Lin. At sila po ay nagpaanyaya na isang linggo yata ako dito for my prayer and fasting. Okay? And syempre sa mga neighboring countries natin, saan naman po yan, sa Down Under, sa Australia, hello mate. Diyan naman sa Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Singapore, Hong Kong, at Myanmar. Malakas din daw po tayo diyan sa Macau, kung saan andon ang wifey ng ating engineer Fred Bellamala, si Ann Ceres. At syempre sa Phnom Penh, kung saan naman po nanggaling at bumisita ang ating Pangulong BBM Bongbong Marcos recently. At syempre again, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, lalong-lalo po sa ating mga kapatidang Muslim, Assalamu alaikum. Hindi ko na po patatagalin pa dahil hot po ang usapin natin. Bakit hot? Kahit malamig dito sa Amerika. Hot na hot dahil isa po ako sa naging biktima nitong delay, cancellation ng mga biyahe, mga traveling rights. Papag-usapan po natin yan. So, with us today, we're joined together by my best friend also, syempre ang aking prayer buddy. Siya po ay CEO and President of Orange Travel and Tours, no less than Miss Pen Berdan. Hello. And another balikbayan friend from Las Vegas. Nako, I don't know what her experience is. She will share it with us dahil naantala or na-delay din po ang kanyang biyahe dyan naman sa kanyang connecting flight sa Guam. So let's welcome to our program sa Sulong na Bayan. At siya ay napaka-busy and I'm so thankful na pinagbigyan niya tayo to share her experience. Ang ambassador po ng Forever Healthy, no less than Miss Maria Metcalf. Hello, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Alright, you look good, sweetie. Kanina mas maganda. Well, okay din naman headphone, but I think this is loud and clear, Engineer Fred, Okay, later on.
Louder?
Oh, okay na, loud and clear. I can hear you. And later on, siguro we will be joined by a veteran journalist, a jet setter herself, but hopefully she can make it. Alam niyo po dito sa ating programa, we can get everybody on board, but last minute, alam na po natin, it's beyond my control. Something happens, something comes up, so medyo baka hindi rin maka-join. But we're so blessed na nandito po ang dalawa natin panauhin. Let's start with Maria, kasi I just want her to share to us anong naging experience siya nung siya ay maantala or madelay yung connecting flight niya from Guam to the Philippines on January 1. Was it January 1 you want to spend New Year's Eve or New Year's Day here? Maria, go ahead.
Yes, well, I left Los Angeles on December 31st.
Okay.
The flight was also delayed an hour, due how it is in the States because of the weather. And when we went to Honolulu, there was a connecting flight to Honolulu. It was also delayed an hour. And so we went to Guam. And when we arrived in Guam, they told us that the flight has been canceled because no planes are allowed to enter the Philippines. Okay. And of course, we didn't know why, they just told us, go and see the United representative and she's going to book you. Mm-hmm. Well, of course,
Airlines. Is that United Airlines you're referring?
Yeah, I flew, yes, with United Airlines. And so I'm 70 and I'm not really that technically inclined with my cell phone. So most of the young people went already to the link and they booked their flights or, for the second day and everything. By the time I got to the counter, I was even the second person in the counter. There was nobody there. And they were booking me for January 5th.
Oh my God.
Wait. Yes, and this is now, I believe, in because of the time change and everything, it was Guam January 1st. So, and I said, I can't be staying here till the 5th. And they said, but that is the only confirmed flight. And so I speak up, you know me, Lolly. So I'm going, well, what do you want? I don't know anybody here in Guam. What do you want me to do? And then they said, well, I'm sorry, ma'am. So are you putting me up in a hotel, or how is this going to work? And so they said, oh, unfortunately, this isn't United's problem, right? Because it's the Philippines that had canceled the flights. And then so I said, well, then, so what do you suppose I should do? Oh, well, we can ask for a distressed rate at the Wyndham for $94 a night. Okay. And then, of course, I have to pay for my fare going to the Wyndham and, of course, all my meals. And I said, oh, my God, you know, I said, that's an, outrageous expense. And could you imagine all the other people? I mean, with families there.
Kids.
Yeah. Yes. And then so now I'm looking around and they're giving the vouchers and they're putting up some people in this Wyndham Hotel. And I said, so why are they being given these vouchers and so on? Oh, I'm sorry, but they're premier members.
Oh, okay. That's
okay. So.
Right.
Yes.
Well, so mileage, perhaps.
Yeah, the mileage, they were using it, and then all these things, So, so I said, oh, okay. So I goes, what do I do now? So I wasn't leaving there. And then I heard some people saying, oh, I'll put you on the standby list. So some of the agents were putting people like the premier classes and all these things on the standby list. And so I said, well, I'm hearing that, you have a standby list. So can you put me on the standby list? And then they were even kind of hesitant, So, and then they said, okay, we'll kind of like put you on the standby list. And then, so I said, don't you want my telephone number? Because I hear that the other people were giving their telephone numbers. Don't you want my telephone number? And then they said, oh, no, we don't call people. So how do I know I could be on the standby list? And then so they said, well, you just have to check in with us. And so what I did, just so, I stayed at the airport. Okay. So I did not go out of the airport, to get go to the Wyndham or anything. So, and there were a lot of people that stayed. There was even a family of 8. They were all going to the Philippines. And so a lot of people stayed at the airport. Well, thank God I decided to do that, because later on we found out that there was a special flight that United done, so that was leaving 6:30 the next day. And so what they did is they accommodated all of the people that were left behind, that could not, go to the Philippines because of the cancellation. And so, but at the same time, I did not sleep at all, because of course at the airport, they didn't have any beds. They just seats and everything, which a lot of people, and then we had, you had to buy the meals that you had over there and so on. So, but
will they reimburse it, Maria? Those expenses that you incurred, will they?
Well, I don't think so, because United is not responsible. So,
that's
and I doubt it if the Philippine government is going to reimburse the people, and it's like it's a situation just like in the States, because of the weather. You can't blame the airlines. You can't blame the government. It's out of their control, but so I don't think so they will be reimbursed. But thank God I got here before 10 last night.
Okay, just last night. Oh my gosh, that's a long time. From January 1, and then now it's January 3 there. Okay. Let's ask our travel operator. She's the owner of her own travel agency. Let's ask her what rights, or there's such a thing as Bill of Rights of the Traveler. So, can you share us, Miss Pen, ano bang mga karapatan ng isang mga biyahero at behera o ng mga taong bumibiyahe? Go ahead. Hello. There's no audio. Okay. Naka-change, headset. Or naka-mute. Unmute. Ayan. Hello.
Now, can you hear me now?
Yan.
Okay, good. Okay. So, yeah, they're correct. There's such thing as a bill of rights of passengers.
Right.
But it's all related to errors. Parang errors ba tawag doon of the
airlines. Mm-mm.
Yeah. So in this case, it's so unfortunate that this happened, But before I answer that, because we have to find out what really happened ba.
Mm-hmm.
So according to the press release, the UPS, yung parang the uninterrupted power supply of the airport conked out.
Okay.
So, there were two actually. So, yung yung backup ng backup also.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Backup na nga, tapos backup pa na wala din. Bakit pa tinawag ng backup? Hindi, tinatanong ko lang. So, that's the airport's navigational facilities you're saying? Or equipment?
Power supply. It's the power supply. So, there's nothing wrong about the system, but the power that will used to work to power the system, diba? Got busted. Okay. So, the system is all right, yung power ang may problema.
Mm-hmm.
To top it all, naayos na nila yung power supply, nagka-power surge naman.
Sunod.
So talagang Murphy's Law eh.
Mm-hmm.
Diba? We know what Murphy Law is, diba? Sabi nga nila, diba yung sinabi? Sabi, anything can go wrong, will go wrong.
Go wrong. If it's
yung ganon, that's a law, no? Na parang, kung may mangyayaring problema, pwedeng mangyaring problema. And that's what happened, no? And I could imagine during that time, it was really, parang pandemonium, no? At the airport, no?
Okay,
wala silang magawa, walang power supply, no? Nagka-power supply, nag-surge naman. And then, all along, there were thousands of people stranded. No? So, naintindihan ko yan sila. But for the airline, for United Airline, wala silang problema, di ba?
Mm-hmm.
How can they support when it's not their problem? Diba? But when it comes to, now let's go to the right, no? The right of the passenger. The passenger has the right for full reimbursement.
Kahit ganon? Kahit mechanical problem o climate problem o disturbance?
Yes. But the passenger would not want to be reimbursed, diba? The passenger would want to be served. Kasi like you don't want to be trapped in Guam and sabihin ko, sige, I don't want my ticket anymore, just reimburse me.
Okay, they want
United Airline would reimburse you if you asked for that. The thing is, you don't want that. You want service.
Okay.
Yeah. So the right given to passenger in this case cannot be
implemented.
Enjoyed, no? Kasi ayoko nga, wag mo ko i-reimburse, no? Wag mo ko i-reimburse. That's what passengers would say.
Mm-hmm.
So, kaya
pero posible pala na reimburse.
Yes. Like if you're in the Philippines, tapos like you're going to, let's say reverse naman, you're going to the US.
Okay.
No? Let's say for a conference, no? And when you get to the US, tapos na yung conference, pwede mo ma-reimburse.
Like in my case, Miss Pen, I was stranded 3 days because of snowstorms in Seattle. Can I reimburse what I spent for the hotel, the food?
Only for the airline ticket.
Delta.
Airline ticket, you may reimburse if you're not going to use it.
But I used it kasi nandito na ako.
Because you want to use it, diba?
Right.
You need it, you want it. So it cannot be reimbursed because you used it already.
Right. So What about the expenses I incurred for hotel? Hindi naman ako ready. My finances are low. Kawawa nga yung iba kong kasama dahil alam mo, Maria, yung iba, you were like saying, mga familia. Natulog na lang sila sa airport. Wala silang pang hotel. But 3 days, my gosh. Sa January, na kami nakakakay. December 27. So, you can't reimburse or refund it.
Because it's not the airline's fault.
So beyond their control dahil may storm. So ayan, we're learning all of this kasi para maintindihan po ng mga pasahero na mga magpaplano sa mga biyahe nila in the future, whether dyan sa local or domestic or international. Ito po yung mga dapat yung bantayan at be ready. Kasi this is chaotic sa amin sa Seattle. Talagang thousands of ang passengers na stranded for days. And then there was like pwede palang if you give it up, halimbawa ayan ka na, naka-check-in ka na, they will offer pa nga $600, $700 hanggang $1,000, $1,100 if you give up your seat for another passenger. Kung hindi ka naman nagmamadali na. Kasi there were times dun sa amin in-offer yan dahil yung isa, hindi na ako naka-attend ng party na dapat attendan ko tsaka conference. So wag na lang, I can stay. Naka-stay naman ako na Pero sige, bayaran nyo ako $1,100. Meron pa lang.
So they give you 5 credits.
Right. So pala, I learn something new every day. Pwede pala. Some people availed of it. Sabi ko, ginawa ng negosyo dahil everyday nandun yung
can I add? Yeah, can I add something, Lolly? Also, I learned, of course, I had flight insurance.
Okay.
I bought flight insurance. And so one of the passengers says, we have flight insurance. So we're probably calling another airline like Philippine Airlines or something to get into their flight because I have a confirmed flight of January 5th or January 4th, right? So, and I'm thinking, what if I get to another airline and the airport's still not open?
Right.
The airline's not going to help me.
Sure.
And also they have like a certain amount. If you correct me if I'm wrong, but they have a certain amount that they can reimburse you. Like say, for example, your flight is going to cost $1,000, but they only can reimburse you $500. So you're responsible for the rest. Yeah. So I just didn't take the option of that, but other passengers the option of booking with another airline, for another flight, so I just wanted to add that.
Yeah. So that happens. What happened naman pagka the airline is the one really
responsible,
Miss Pen?
Okay. But probably it's better if I'll give you the rights, no? The right to compensation.
Sure.
No? There are 3 major rights of a passenger. Right to be provided accurate information, right to receive full value of the service, and yung what we want now is the right to compensation. Okay.
Right.
So right to compensation, if it's cancellation of at least 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
No. 24 hours, no, and it's the airline's problem. Then, number 1, you can be reimbursed the full value of the fare.
Oh, wow.
We've talked about that, diba? Pero what if you don't want to be reimbursed kasi you need to fly?
Right.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, if you need to fly, then you will be entitled to food, drinks, and hotel accommodation.
Mm-hmm. Full. Okay.
Understood.
Until they're able to fly you. And I think it's parang logical yun eh. Kasi diba, when they accepted your money, they're already you become their responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're not able to deliver the service that they promised. They promised that they will fly you from A to B.
Right.
They're unable to do that. So what will they do? Diba? Number 1, they will offer reimbursement para mawala ka na sa responsibility nila. That's the easiest eh. So bilang ako, i-reimburse ko na kayo kasi hindi kami makafly sira yung airplane. If you get the reimbursement, then wala na silang problema.
Liability.
Yeah. But you don't want that eh. So yan, no choice. They will feed you. And they will house you also.
So all expenses paid, in other words.
Yes. If it's the airline's problem.
Yeah.
So usually this is different with our situation, Lolly. Because not the airline's problem. So
So we're saying here, maybe because the narratives or the press release or the statement issued by the Philippine officials, it's power outage and something wrong or something bugged down and conked out.
Yeah.
What we can perhaps even suggest to the Philippine government officials to really look into this. Kasi nandito na tayo sa, we have tourism promotion that we want to invite investors, foreigners to come and see the Philippines. Wow, Philippines nga sabi nung isang advertiser, ano? But how can you say wow kung ganyan naman pala nagko-conk out ang mga, equipment or air navigational facilities. Iba sa atin naman sa kotse, logic dictates pagka overuse na yung kotse mo, mapapatune up ka, di ba, Miss Maria? So, dapat
of course.
For maintenance purposes, chine-check. And this is very crucial. We're talking of air travel. Hindi ito basta ganun kasimple lang. And tama yung sinabi ni Ms. Pen, may travel karapatan ng bawat passenger to really be served. And how can you be, getting all these services kung yung airport pa lang, doon pa lang nakaka-worry na somehow. Kung, teka mo, nalilipad ba ako dyan? Kung yan naman pala yung mga equipment nila bulok-bulok na or dilapidated na. In this case, mukhang ganun They should, step up. We're calling on the President of the Republic of the Philippines. Siyempre, hindi naman natin siya agad i-blame for this dahil mukhang sinambot na niya yung problema kasi kauupo lang niya ng siguro nito May. But regardless or kauupo or bago kayo, sabi nga ni Miss Maria, ano yung sabi mo? Go ahead.
It's the responsibility of the government to maintain, especially this is a international airport.
Yeah.
So not just the citizens, but to the citizens of the world. So, pag nawala yung air control, definitely they cannot function and have airlines just, crashing into each other. So definitely this is one of the major responsibilities I think the government should undertake.
They should look into it. Have you had any experience of that, Miss Pen, in the past? Your flight being canceled or being delayed? What happened?
Ako wala pa.
Wala pa?
So fortunate, no? So fortunate na if ever a couple of hours, mga ganon. Nothing as bad as this.
Right. And you, Maria, this is your first time.
Oh, the first time. And I spent my new year. Start of the year, so I was thinking that this is going to be quite an experience, spending New Year's up in the Pacific, but I didn't expect to be spending it in an airport. we know.
Yeah, welcome to the club. I spent the same. I was so hoping. I even asked my travel agent, nandun na kaya ako, makakahabol kaya ako on the 24th because that's exactly the goal that's why I flew. Otherwise, hindi naman ako aalis ng Pilipinas, but I wanted to see my daughter, my unika siblings. So 24th, hinabol ako, actually habol yung flight But, I spent it sa airport and delayed for 3 full days. At masakit dahil ako ang nagbayad. Yun yan. I spent my hotel, the shuttle, and but these are all experiences that I value most because there's always the first time. Hindi ko naman na experience dati, no? But we want to share this to our viewers or our listeners para they would want to plan a travel or anywhere locally and internationally. They should we should give them tips. So I will hold for it muna. We have to pause for a break. Pagbabalik natin, Miss Maria, siguro what tips or guidelines that you can share with our travelers. Ganun din ang ating CEO of Orange Travel and Tours, Miss Pen Verdan. But we have to pause for a quick break.
Si Miss Loli Acosta, Sulong na Bayan sa DWIZ 882.
Nagbabalik po muli ang ating programa sa Sulong ng Bayan at bago tayo magtuloy-tuloy, isa sa mga comments ng ating mga travelers, sabi niya, nako, 15 minutes away na lang ako nung araw na yon. Hindi pa ako nakatuloy-tuloy. Nangyari pa yung power outage dyan sa Manila. Anong klaseng mga airport officials, hindi nila yan na-anticipate na pwedeng i-repair or parang sinasabi niya i-restore or parang tune up or maintenance problem. Dapat daw yan mini-maintain, lalo yan napaka-crucial ang air navigational equipment and facilities. All right? Yan sinabi, ayaw niya magpakilala pero isa yata siya sa na-stranded at bumalik pa siya ulit sa Hong Kong. In other words, malapit na saan na siya Kaya lang, kailangan in-stop ng airport. Walang pwedeng makapasok na airplane or aircraft. So, they had to fly back to where she came from, which is ang port of origin niya was Hong Kong. Sabi niya, what a New Year's Day! Sabi naman ng isa. Siyempre, chaotic nga, no? And they were praying na talagang wag silang ma-stranded, but it happened. Again, itong 23-year-old college graduate man, she was flying to Manila. Suddenly, her Cebu Pacific flight had to fly back. Yun na nga, sinasabi niya, dapat bigyan na po ng allocation agad-agad itong mga kakailanganing budget to repair, to maintain. Dahil pagka ganyan daw, paano pa tayo makaka-attract ng investors sa ating bansa, no? So, again, Miss Maria, do you think napakalaking dapat pagtuunan ng pansin itong nangyari? Siguro wake-up call ba?
Yeah, of course. I mean, because not only were the Philippine nationals involved, but all the citizens of the world. I mean, they're probably people from, England, U.S., all other countries. I mean, they're involved in going to the Philippines, all the flights, So, I mean, and this cannot happen again because this is at least, I don't know if this is the first time that this had happened, if it would happen before, but definitely this is one priority that I think the government has, or, the airport authorities have to look into.
Right. I remember, Miss Pen, Philippine Airlines that time, there was a power outage and one of the victims was my brother who was supposed to leave for LA, return his flight to LA, taga San Diego siya, but I think LA ang unang stop. And this happened, talagang power outage. Ang laki ng fiasco sa Philippine Airlines. I don't know sa ibang airlines, pero parang yun lang yun. And it cost syempre too much expenses for the airline. But that's not the airport accountability that time. It was, or I think kasali din ang airport officials dahil nag-bog down yung system. It's not just the Philippine Airlines na patapat na yun yung huge flight that night. Sa kanila pa napatapat yung power outage. So again, airport systems management ang dapat should really look into this. Kasi tinatanong ni Miss Maria, she doesn't know if it happened already. Yes, I think it happened. I don't know lang what year, pero I can vividly recount that was my brother who stayed at the airport. At ayun, sinundo namin siya ulit to come home to us and then wait for the system to, to be restored. So nangyari na po ito, no? Again, hindi na to first time.
No, this is definitely neglect.
Exactly. Neglect na ang tawag dyan at saka siguro may allocation may budget allocation for this I remember ang laki-laki ng inallocate nila to restore or to maintain dahil ako po hindi nyo naman na itatanong ako po ay nabase sa paliparan sa atin for like 15 years nung ako po ay reporter for Manila Standard. So I was covering the beat, the air, the aviation travel. So kasama na dyan yung sinasabi nila kanina na Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, CAAP, mga regulating bodies, pati CAB, Civil Aeronautics Board. So lahat po yan ay na pupuntahan natin isa-isa at na giging papaanyayahan natin ma-interview, no? So, nakita ko yung system nila, ang ganda, bagong-bago that time. At hindi ko lang maintindihan kung bakit yata hindi na ituloy. Somehow, somewhere, I don't know what happened, hindi siya na-implement. Pero may budget. Doon ako nagtataka, Miss Maria and Miss Pen, ang laki ng budget, saan napunta?
Then there should be an investigation.
So, kanina, before the break, actually, the actual break, dinivote nila for NAIA's fiasco and crisis, kung napansin nyo, heard it.
Yes.
At sabi ng isang kongresista, dapat investigasyon na yan. Umpisahan na yung investigasyon na yan para maintindihan saan napupunta. Yung mga allocation, ang lalaki ng budget tapos hindi naman pala na-repair. O sabi naman ng isang senador or ang kaap should be investigated as well. Haharap yata sila sa pagdinig or hearing para sagutin. Sabi naman ng kaap, itong Civil Aeronautics Authority of the Philippines, iisipin o pag-aaralan pa nila kung dapat silang managot. Nako, excuse me, huwag nyo na pag-aralan. Ito na, may mga lives. Huwag na natin antayin that some air mishap happens. Ayaw natin ng
analysis paralysis.
Yan. So, tinatawagan natin sila, no? Even yung sinasabi kanina na siya ay assistant, ano ba ang tawag sa kanya? Deputy Director ng CAAP si Edgardo Diaz. Wag nyo na pong pag-aralan. Ito po, diretso nyo nang gawin. Kung talagang meron din kayong knowledge or maghanap na kayo ng mga expert in the field, how to diba? Meron naman meron po kayong mga aviation consultant. Alam ko po yan dahil taga dyan nga po ako naririnig ko, nag-iimbita kayo ng mga foreign consultants, technical consultants. Ito na pa, this is the time. Huwag nyo na pong patumpik to delay. There's no delaying. Ito na, dinelay nyo na nga husto Ayan tuloy ang nangyari. Analysis paralysis, no? And yung technical glitch, it happened. It happened because, yun na nga, I was there and yung kapatid ko ang isa sa mga hindi nakasakay because of the power outage. A lot of thousands of passengers stranded dun sa airport. Yeah. So Miss Pen, anong take mo? Para mabigyan natin ng guide yung ating
there was a press release January 1. So,
okay, what was it?
Our transportation secretary, Jaime Bautista, but he's taking responsibility naman. So he's saying na there's already a 13 billion peso parang budget being prepared. No? It's parang siguro urgent, parang emergency. Emergency support from the government. It's 13 billion pesos.
Billion, not million. Yeah. Okay.
That's good to hear. Already. It's called a traffic management system upgrade. So, hopefully it will not happen again. No? Kasi talagang it's not only the people, no. There were 65,000 daw There were 65,000 passengers affected as of January 1 news, no. So, we don't want that to happen again. And the government is doing something. Even the secretary, the transportation secretary, is already on top of this. So let's give them a chance. Kasi,
that's good to hear. That's good to hear kasi alam mo, knowing this guy, secretary, the new transportation secretary, Jaime, we call him JJB because he used to be the president of Philippine Airlines for the longest time. So alam niya ang airport management system dahil siya nga ang pangulo ng Philippine Airlines before he retired. Kinuha siya ng Pangulong Bongbong Marcos to be the cabinet secretary to handle the transportation department. So, alam niya agad yan. But again, siguro po, if revisit the policies also of the airport, the Manila International Airport Authority, ano po ang mga dapat na baguhin din dyan? Marami rin talagang dapat nakulang at baguhin, reforma ang MIAA policies. Kasi hindi na rin po ito katanggap-tanggap. Kung ganyang nangyari na nga ito, ayaw natin na meron ulit na mangyari. Loss of communication, imagine, pwede ba yun? Yeah. Ito yung hindi ko ma-fathom na nawala lahat, na divert and all. So, anong tip naman, Miss Maria? Ikaw kasi biyahera ka din. You come back every so often to the Philippines. You were here like what? About 8 months ago?
Last May to June. So I was here. And I'm coming back to this time, staying for 3 weeks. And I went to Hawaii, to Barcelona on a cruise, also to the Virgin Islands. So I travel a lot. So my tips, unfortunately, maybe I didn't do it this time, but definitely bring your toothbrush and toothpaste.
Para kung saan na lang abutin.
Yeah. At saka, I wish I brought, yung a towel, just so I could wash. I use of course, the paper towels, but just to wash the face and everything. I mean, I think, airport facility should probably have a shower, bathroom.
Oo, sana, no? Actually, sa airport naman natin, in fairness, dito sa atin sa Manila International Airport, meron tayong shower room na you can take a shower para
Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's such a small place, so baka kung ganyang napakadami na stranded, they cannot accommodate. Dagdagan nyo po, Secretary Jimmy Bautista, kasi kung ganyan na meron ganito mga incidents, siguro talagang I will just read very quickly itong sinend ng aking kapatid na si Roland, who's in LA. If there's any delay, Roland Rivera, my brother, youngest brother, if there's any delay on anything, flights, ordering food, waiting for a ride, or even my wife's giving birth to our children, the first thing I do is to thank God, simply because we can never be in control of anything. But once you entrusted everything to Him, well, then you can expect everything will just be fine, whether outcome is good, not good. But so far, all were positive, not even slightest negative. But again, I'm always grateful and thankful for all the challenges that came ahead, because I only surrender to Him if I cannot handle it myself. If you remember, during quarantine time, I never expected that they would allow me to check out after 36 hours. Though I paid 2 days. I paid 2 days for the hotel because I was told at least 5 to 7 days. In most cases, people stayed there hotel. Nung nandyan siya, kasi he visited or he went to the Philippines last time, and syempre may pandemya pa, 7 days ang quarantine. But he was allowed to go after 5 days. So again, ang sinasabi niya, in everything we give thanks, and that's what I did. I really have to be thankful because I'm alive talking to you right now, at safe nakadating naman ako sa aking pupuntahan. Delayed nga lang at di ko na-enjoy yung party nila. But again, I'm fully, functional in everything I give thanks. Ayun, God is so good. Ayun, other tips sa travel agency mo, Miss Pen, ano yung mga complaints or is there any issues na may mga...
Yeah. Pero yung dagdagan ko yung sinabi ni brother, no? The delay, yung mga delays sa mga airport, that's actually common eh. Diba? Common naman. Hindi naman to probably first time na ganito lang ka-overwhelming, no? But it's common. But the emotion differs. If it's something like this, talagang anger, diba? Disgust, disappointment, ganyan. But if the delay is caused by, it's an unfortunate event, 911, yung 9/11, diba wala namang nagalit eh. They're more sad, diba? Parang they're fearful, no? So, iba-ibang emotions, no? And I guess, for future travel, since we've experienced this already, no? Let's prepare our minds, our hearts, no? Tama ka, let's be thankful, no? Kasi anything can happen, like what I said, di ba, Murphy's Law nga, if something can go wrong, it will go wrong. No? Now, for practical tips naman, I agree with Ma'am Maria. Yung mga toiletries, it should be always in our carry-on. No? We're given naman a parang a pouch bag, no, na you can include there some of the toiletries. No? So that's one tip. Yung second, avoid sana, if you can, stopovers, no? Sana direct flights palagi. Para wala yung kakabakabanan ako, baka mas stranded ako in Little.
But even direct flight, if you can get into the airport, it's useless.
But you're probably in a safer airport. Like if you're in the Philippines, pwede ba umuwi sa bahay? If you're in the US, then probably you can just go back to yeah. It's yes, it's still inconvenient, but it's you feel more parang less stressed.
Yes, that's true.
I think we can also find shelter or comfort in a travel insurance. Kahit hindi naman covered lahat.
Ano bang covered? Educate us when you get
delays. Delays are covered. No.
Right.
Even even weather is covered. Delays due to weather, it's covered. No, lost bags, no, covered yan. But the thing is, since you...
Honey, can I add something to that?
Okay.
I think also cancellation due to health
Of course.
medication.
Opo.
Okay, because that had happened to us when we needed to cancel for St. Thomas because Dennis couldn't make it. So they're reimbursing us. You know, you just have to have like the physician's, statements and everything, but that's covered also if you can't fly because of health reasons.
You're
know,
right.
so-
And let me share this very quickly. Kasi when my brother-in-law was supposed, my Ate Florence and her
Oh,
husband,
yes, Robert.
yeah, he suffered a heart attack before checking in, going back to Vegas that time. And yes, I think the insurance covered every single, centavo that they spent. And he had the quadruple bypass. But again, in everything we give thanks, hindi siya natuloy sa flight simply because siguro ito nga yung nangyari. But now he was operated on quadruple bypass and he's recovering. So thank you to Milo and Nito's family for, helping them out. Kaya everything we give thanks pa rin.
Thank God.
Thank God. He's recovering, saying hi to you, Ate Florence. Maria. She's
Hi,
there.
Florence.
Yeah, you can hook up with her. Nandiyan siya sa...
I will. I have already. Oh, and also another thing, sweetheart, is that my experience is that I've met a lot of people at the airport. So you get
found
into
friends.
relationships with people in the same. So we met a lot of people, and thank you. We helped each other. If somebody had to go to the restroom, somebody watched the luggages for the other. So there's camaraderie there.
Yeah. I have to say shout out also to my newfound friends, si Badette, si Cora, and si Angie, and Tess, and her husband. Kasi kami yung mga bago magkakakilala. Dahil mayat-maya kami nagtatanungan, ano kaya makakalipad na tayo? O saan tayo punta? We had to chip in for our hotel. And ayun, reasonably priced naman yung nakuha naming hotel. So kami mga newfound friends, hello, mga taga Vegas, lahat sila. Ako lang yung foreigner.
Hey, Vegas.
Diba?
And shout out to Bobby and Neil. They're my friends that helped. We were all together watching each other's back, so.
Ako, na-miss ko yung mga baggages kasi nawala for a while. And my travel agent, Miss Ben, she was tracking it. Nasa website naman ng Delta Airlines where it's going. Yung isa nasa aircraft pa. Minsan nandyan nauna na sa akin sa Vegas. So, there's like, you'll be assured na okay naman pala. But for a while, andai ko naman pagkain doon. Nako, perishable, mabubulok. Kaya buti na lang na-track ni Miss Pen. So, it was good. Ito ngayon, kinakain ng mga kapatid ko dito yung suman. But again, in all this, ano yung talagang matatawagin natin na siguro rule of thumb? Pag tayo lang, bago tayo bumiyahe, what do you really have to prepare?
Oh, yes. I think you really have to prepare, like you said, get travel insurance, and then like get your toiletries, pack up an extra set of clothes, just in case you can't find your luggages and everything, you have a set of clothes to change into. So, and expect the worst. How is that say? Expect the worst, but pray for the best or something like that.
Pray for the safety talaga. But
Exactly.
right. Again, ang mga motives naman ng the heart, issue of the heart, alam ng Panginoon that we want to see our relatives. Kaya nga tayo babiyahe to visit them and be with them and bond with them. And this is the only time of the year that we can do it. So talaga naman in our coming in, our going out, nandyan siya. Kasi ito, we're safe and sound, di ba, Miss Pen? Give us like your message. Yeah, message of hope for the travelers inbound and outbound kasi you own a travel agency yourself. So, syempre, they want to know kung ano yung take mo. Go ahead, Miss.
Okay. First, parang I want to empathize to those, to the 65,000 people who got stranded or affected. But syempre, we cannot control their emotions. But my advice is that yung the negative emotions, anger, disappointment, all of this will not make you will not make your situation better. Kahit magalit ka pa, pag sinabi na ng airline or ng airport you cannot fly. So I think my recommendation is that to keep yourself together and start like what Ma'am Maria did. talagang problem solving. Anong pwede ko gawin, 'di ba? Approach the counter. What can you do for me? Can I do this? Get all your options. And the counter is your best ally. They're not your enemies. Kakampi natin sila. 'Di ba? Yung mga ground crew, yan kakampiyan. So, approach them, be nice to them, and yung keep your anger muna. Kasi okay lang to be angry, no? Pero not to extend it to the point na, you say bad things to these people. No, wala naman silang kasalanan. And I've read many things, also practical things. Sila talaga yung makakatulong sa'yo.
Let me say that I'd like to thank the people at United and even the wheelchair, the people in the airport at Guam. They were all so helpful and very, very nice. So, my friend, he's a young guy, but he has anxiety issues. Mm-hmm. So I was there, kind of, don't worry, we'll be there, so just keep calm and things will resolve, so.
Attitude, it was a real great help kasi chaotic na, and then the emotions are high, you cannot blame them, they'll have bitterness, but sabi nga ng aking kapatid, dagdag niya, prepare for low expectations, sabi ni Roland. Bonus na is when you get great results. So ayan, we don't expect much, tayo rin naman, we cannot be like them. Tayo nga yung pwedeng mag-advise kasi alam naman natin that we'll get there. Alam natin na God is in control in everything. So with that, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
I know your time is quite busy, but you took time. So thank you, Miss Maria. I'll see you soon when I get there. Hopefully,
yes. Definitely. We will.
I'm really happy to see you. You look good. We will dance again, okay?
Oh, of course. That's why you have to be here before the 25th because I want to go dancing.
All right. Ayain mo si Miss Pen. Nakarating na rin siya. That's where I treated.
Si Pen, I need you. We have to get in touch.
Ayan. Yes, because she's also a travel agent, so you'll see.
Let's dance.
And thank you, Miss Pen, as always. I love you. I miss you. And we'll prepare for Bohol perhaps and just update me. Thank you. And syempre, thank you sa ating mga naging kaagapay. No less than ang ating engineer Fed Balamala, sa ang ating communication assistant si Mace, Micah, and syempre sa social media si Jello, writers natin si Abby Rashid and Hias, and our news director Juday Larino, and our news manager, GM manager Mr. Vic De Leon Lima, and our chairman D. Edgar Cabangon. As I always say, keep God first in every area of our lives, so He will direct our path. Bye everyone!
Si Miss Loli Acosta, Sulong na Bayan sa DWIZ 882.